Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. We are here with another sit down video because I would do reading vlogs, but I'm in a slump and it's taking me a while to read books, so that's not gonna really happen for a little while. I'm gonna be showing you guys how I annotate my books and all my reading essentials. For anyone that wants to get into annotating and doesn't know where to start, I'll give you something simpler and then something more advanced to choose between, whatever one you want to do. All the essentials that you need for reading and annotating, I will have them in my description box, so you guys can go have a look at any of the stuff that you might be interested in. Should I start with what I use with reading? We're gonna do that. First thing that I have is my Kindle. This Kindle is the 2021 version, I think. It's the 11th generation and I love it so much. This one is a bit of the bigger one. It's amazing. I love it. I also have a clear case on it, so anytime I drop it. Also because it's matte, it does get a little, you know, like dirty and there's like fingerprints on it and I don't like that. And then I also have my pop socket for any time that I am, you know, laying it down. I also have this case that I actually put my Kindle in whenever I am traveling somewhere. I don't know why, but I do. For reading my physical books, I have a book light. This thing is very long for no reason, but I really like it. It does come with a charger, so that's very nice. That's a USB, I think, charger. Next is bookmarks. They are very, very essential for when you're reading. The first ones are just these kind of nice ones, you know. This one is a Harry Potter one, which I love. It's so cute. I know that Book Depository obviously comes with these ones, and also Booktopia does, but that is plain as hell and it's always green and I don't like it. I got this one from Dimmix. Very cute. I do have another one. It's blue, but I don't know where it is. I think it's in my Tower of Dawn book. And then I've just recently got two different ones of these from a Etsy shop, which is so cute. Can you see it? Then I have one with a small stack of books with a teacup on top, which I love because I love my books and tea. Now on to annotating essentials. First things that are most important, I probably should go all these out. That is tabs. I have a lot, as you can see, and some of them are still in their package. You have the color, but then you also have the transparent part for when you're annotating and all that, and you put a tab down, you can still see underneath. It's useful as well because these colors are dark. These circle ones as well, which I would use for when I do the key annotation, when I will explain later. And then you have your full solid colored one, which I love. These are transparent as well, so you can see underneath. I also have these ones, which I started when I wanted to use a lot more colors than some simple one. Tabbing is more of the essential thing when you're annotating, because if you don't like writing in your books, it is a lot more easier to use. Next things that I have, I bought and only used for one book, and then I changed my annotating style. I find these very helpful if you don't want to write on the page but you still kind of want to write in the book. Either way, I have these transparent sticky notes, which are absolutely amazing. I'm gonna put my hand underneath, and as you can see, you can still see it right there. I will show you an example later on with one of the books that I used it for. I do recommend mainly ballpoint pens for these ones. Oh wait, no, hang on. I forgot about these. Oh my god, I'm stupid. I'll go back to them. I saw someone have these transparent sticky notes, but then they used a quick drying fine liner pen and it didn't smudge or anything. But from what I've tested with these ballpoint pens are the way to go. These were kindly hiding in here. So I have these cute little sprout bookmarks. They are so cute. I think like the first way you can put it like that, you know, you open it and yeah. You can also have it at the top, which I mostly do. Alright, going on to the next thing, which are my highlighters. I have two different highlighters that I use. Well, the first one I use more because the second ones I just bought recently. But I have these mild highlighter pens. I know in America they're called zebra midliners, but we call them mild highlighters. You have one side for the highlighting, and then on the other side is a felt tip one, so if you want to write underneath or write anything in it, use this side and then highlight with the other side, which is very nice. The next ones that I have are very new, but I have seen quite a bit and I wanted to get them. These are the chiseled pastel highlighters, which I bought for like think $6 or $7 when they're supposed to be like 20. They were just very generous to me. The price just kept getting lower and lower, and I was waiting for it to go all the way back up, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy them now. And they are worth it. I've used them in my book that I use for testing with my highlighters and pens in that, which is my extra copy of Crooked Kingdom. I know, not a really great book to test things out in. They do work, obviously. They don't bleed whatsoever. Same with the mild highlighters. I've had no problems with bleeding. I can't wait to actually start highlighting with them. For writing my books, I don't use the felt tip side of my highlighters. I mainly use it for just like underlining and stuff. But when I write in books, I mainly use black, and I have two different pens that I use. One of them I kind of prefer than the other, but they still work perfectly the same. The first one is this ballpoint pen that I got from Typo, which is supposed to be this dependable, super smooth, non-toxic ballpoint pen. And it's worked pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. The only issue that I have with this is that when you start writing with it, it's like it's dry, and then you have to like scribble a little bit or keep writing, and then it'll, you know, actually use ink. I feel like that kind of happens with a lot of ballpoint pens though. So the color is fully black. It doesn't have that gray looking black kind of thing that's going on with a lot of black pens, which I find really, really great. And then I also use this micro Uniball Signo pen, which is a gel pen. And this is in, I think it's 0.7, but I would honestly maybe recommend 0.5 if you do want something that is completely black and doesn't go grey. I would highly recommend this pen. I have had times though with this where I underline or write in it and it does that little skip thing, so you have to go back, which is really annoying. It doesn't bleed as well, which is really, really great. It is very fast drying. Yeah, I think that's my only issue with it. The last thing that I have, which is very, very important when you're traveling or you're just going somewhere. This is very, very important for when you're going anywhere, you know, to a cafe, maybe just from your room to downstairs, but you have a lot. But I have this annotation pencil case. I call it my annotation pencil case because I have my annotating stuff in it. So currently I have this pen that I took out before, which I keep in here. And then I have my ruler, so you know when I'm underlining, I want to make it look nice, because I always use a ruler whenever I underline in a book. Highlighting, different story, I'm not gonna lie. And then I have the rest of the highlighters that are in here. Any highlighters that I showed before were in here that I'm currently using. I also have this basket where I put all my tabs in because I have a lot and I needed one. And then I also have this where I put all my annotating stuff. We're gonna go through some basic ones that I still do to this day. The first ones I want to talk about are these ones that I have right here. So I have Juniper Hill, the fine print, and throttled. I have very different ways of annotating, and listen, I've always stuck to really one way, so I'm gonna keep doing that, and that is matching the color of the tabs to the cover of the book, or maybe even the spine as well. So for the tabs for throttled, I used all red, nothing else, it's just red. So it does make it a bit hard, you know, if you want to go back through and look at something that you wanted to look at. I still love it. I love how aesthetically pleasing it is because the cover and the spine is red and you just got red on here. It's Juniper Hill, which obviously is green, so I've used all green, except for this one I used two different greens. I used a bit of a darker one and a lighter one. Do I remember which one is which? No. Oh wait, no I do. The lighter one is for the romance and just anything that I absolutely love. And then I'm pretty sure the darker one was for like quotes and just anything else. But I mainly used both colors for anything, I'm not gonna lie. But I just wanted to use the two different ones because it's like 3-4 different shades of green on here. I decided to just use two for that one. For the fine print, this one is different to the other two because this one I use multiple colors that don't match the cover. Why? I wanted to make it colorful, I guess, and so I know which tab is which. Do I still remember? No, because I don't have key annotations at the front. And it's also fun with the colors because this is basically set in a theme park, and the theme park, I imagine, is very colorful, I guess, because there's princesses and all that stuff, so I associate the colors with it, so it makes it look nice, you know. The next book that I am showing, I actually used the clear sticky notes for this book because this was where I wanted to write in the book but not actually on the page. And so that is for Indigo Ridge. It's supposed to be blue, but it's got like purple kind of bits on it. So I thought it would look nice, and it kind of does match, I'm not gonna lie. But for this one, it's completely no other color besides the bluey purple. Tabs are purple, so I'm just gonna say purple. A lot of it is actually just mainly the tabs. I do have a few of them with the tabs that do have the clear sticky notes, so obviously I've written on top of that, and then if I take it off there's nothing underneath, so it's clear and I can just, you know, take out the tabs if I want to, you know, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm keeping these books forever. I love the Edens so much. It's so good. For this book, I kind of advanced up a little bit with this, which was only underlining in the book, and that felt like a big step for me because I had the ick when there was something written in a book. I found it aesthetically pleasing for when other people did. When I tried, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. But we have Archer's Voice. Obviously, I did the one color for this one. You know, it's blue tabs. But then for this one, I underlined. I don't think I actually wrote words in the book, I just underlined. For every single book I have rules for myself when I annotate. So for this one, underlining, I did two ways of doing it. One way was I would underline but not put a tab with it because it wasn't that important, but I just still wanted to annotate it. And then there's also underlining that I think was important and then also adding a tab to it so I can go back through and have a look. I have different rules for every single book when it comes to highlighting and underlining and all that stuff, so you will find out as we go. These are my most recent ones, and this is where I started my full journey of completely annotating with tabs, highlighters, pens and all that, and it just made the experience so much better, and I love that I could just go back through them. But these are my most recent ones, which is Throne of Glass, which I reread and annotated the US versions, and then Empire Storms, which I am currently reading. These ones I want to go a bit more in depth with because I do have quite a bit to cover, but I'm gonna go through this one just because, you know, this one is completely and fully annotated. Also, look how floppy this book is. I'm holding it backwards, but like, oh my god. Anytime that I annotate a book, like I said for all the other ones, I go by the color of the cover, but I have started doing multiple colors for them because obviously I want to have my key annotations for any color that I'm using. For fantasy, you do annotate a bit more because you have your plot, you have your world building, you have anything else that you annotate for a fantasy book. And so at the start of the book, I have a key annotations over here for all the colors that I'm using for the book, and so I know which colors are for which anytime that I'm annotating. In this book, obviously, like I said before, I have my rules when I'm annotating. In this one, I have things that are highlighted in it, which are my important stuff, and things that are underlined are not so important. But then I have my highlighted with underlined selections in it. The more important stuff, like that I feel like is gonna be important later on and all that, you know, with the plot. Some bits though I have in brackets, which are super duper long. So let's say if it's a fight scene or if it's just a lot of information from the book that I know is going to be important, and just fight scenes that I love. I do recommend though that when you're annotating, always annotate in the moment, because if you're going back to annotate something, maybe like a couple hours later, the next day, however long it is, I feel like you kind of question yourself. Mainly myself, I question sometimes why I wanted to annotate it, but you know, if I'm in the moment, my thoughts are fresh and all that, things I want to write down in the book and highlight. It's just a little fun to do, and I love it so much. And then the other book that I have recently annotated, which I'm actually going to annotate today because I need to read the chapter that I need to read. This one is mostly the same, but obviously in different colors because the front. Except for this one, I have world building / description. So anything that is described with buildings or like an area that they're in, you know, that they're describing, and I want to remember like how it's pictured. I highlight in it, and then plot is a separate thing which has come up a lot in this book. I do have a lot of times where I bracket something because it's very long, but there are also parts in it that I do want to highlight or underline because I feel like, you know, why not? I feel like it's very important to do, so I do that and it's very fun. Just on one page I have a lot. I don't write a lot in my books because my thoughts are very to a minimum. You can use the clear sticky notes for like any thoughts that you want to write out and all that, and you can use this and put it on the page. I keep my things very simple and all that. Anyways, that is all my annotating stuff. This video went a lot better than it did the last time, which is very good. I hope you guys did enjoy seeing how I annotate my books and everything that I use for it, and just like, you know, reading in general. I didn't say this before, but annotating is not for everyone, and that is okay. You can have your opinions about not annotating because you don't like putting it in your books, but then you have people that love it, like me, and just want to annotate anything and everything, you know, and that is completely fine. We shouldn't be judging anyone for how they annotate and if they're annotating or not. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notification bell so you know every time that I upload, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
No, no, used to be each other's best friends. Yeah.